Oh, yeah, sorry. Could we just do that again, Karen? I think we just shot ourselves in the foot a bit here. Could we just... More applause. Would you please welcome the redoubtable redhead, Debbie Spillane? Thanks, Karen. That's better. Hi, Deb. It's good to... Oh, bugger. We should never have sent the crew out.
Cameramen are gone, have they?
Hang on, I'll just get down here into shot. All right, that should do now. Can we see Debbie's shot, please, in the control room?
Hang on.
Could you just get up a bit?
Yeah. Up a bit here.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Whose stupid idea was this?
How's that?
That's pretty good, yeah.
Are we okay?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll sort of lean over a bit anyway.
Well, let's try... Look, let's just act casual about it. Hey, so, Deb, you've been working as a print journalist. You've been moonlighting at a real newspaper.
Oh, just temporarily filling in at the Sun Herald. Wonderful experience, being there at the coalface with those sort of crusty, hardened sports journo types that hang around newspapers, swapping anecdotes with them, feeling like one of the blokes. And, away from the rarefied atmosphere of radio and TV, you really do get onto some nitty-gritty little stories. Like, just for instance, today, the guy who sits next to me is ringing around the country footy teams, checking on their late team changes, that sort of thing, for the weekend. And rings one club, says, how's the team going as per program? And the guy says, no, we've actually got so-and-so in doubt with injury. And so my colleague says, what, hammy, groin, ankle ligaments, what? And he said, no, chest injury. And apparently when he inquired what sort of chest injury, the official has said quite laconically, wife stabbed him. So...
Karen, are you still there?
Can we have a laugh,
Karen? Could you just laugh? Just a big laugh.
Ha ha ha. This is sort of like the last meeting of the South's fan club. You probably feel quite at home here.
No, there's one too many people, actually. Don't you attack my club, thank you very much. That's my job.
Well, we've got to get one last dig in before they roll over and die for the season.
They are just going for a holiday. Could we actually... Sorry, could we just check the fun run? Are they actually going, these people? Oh, yeah. They're going, that's all right. The form's not too bad. The form's not too good, really. Sorry, Deb, you were saying, what else is happening in the world of sport?
Well, I think you could probably say in terms of Aussie sport, this was generally a celebratory sort of week. I mean, who ever thought, I personally didn't ever think that we would be relieved enough to celebrate a Test cricket victory over Sri Lanka, but it got to that, I'm afraid, a bit close there for a while. And I have to say that if it wasn't for Greg Matthews, I suppose because we're in Melbourne, we should say Shane Warne as well.
Oh, he bowled very well.
Yeah, okay, he bowled very well. But, they bailed us out of trouble and, basically we did the Alan Jones.
The Alan
Jones, sorry, I mean Alan Bond.
Alan Bond. Oh, yes, Alan Jones. I was getting confused. That could have gone right down with our one-day loss to the Dutch.
Yep, that was a grim moment. And in fact, if they'd lost to Sri Lanka, I think Alan Border and the boys might have been the first touring team to come home to a fruit and veggie peel parade through the city streets.
Yes.
And speaking of parades, of course, weren't they a sensational success?
They were beautiful.
The Olympic parades. Beautiful to see the support that the Australian people gave, and especially here in Melbourne. I think we've got some footage of the Melbourne parade, which was a touching moment for everyone here in a struggling city like this. Look, isn't it? It's magic. People glorying in at the kiddies, the balloons, streamers, and even ticker tape. I believe they could even afford ticker tape down here just for the one day anyway.
No, you're a bit misinformed there, Debbie. That's actually their currency. They rip it up and throw it as worthless now, yes. Karen, could you laugh at that one, please?
Yeah, we need a bit of atmosphere here.
Thanks, Karen. That's great. And a bit of applause too? Yeah, gee. And who says television is manipulative? Sorry, Debbie, go on.
Well, and speaking of manipulative, what a clever ploy from Telecom to sponsor those parades, because apparently in Sydney at least, I don't know if it happened down here, but girls were lining the streets singing out their phone numbers to Kieran Perkins, so...
No, sorry, that wasn't the phone numbers, that was the figures they're offering for him to endorse products.
Yes, well, I think he's well and truly being covered in that department now.
He is so marketable, that man.
Yeah, if he was American, he would be the ideal mum's apple pie boy next door, wouldn't he?
Something like that, yes.
Something like that, yeah, sort of the Pat Boone of swimming, I think.
What a horrible thought.
Yes. But the other interesting thing that I picked up on this week was a possibility for using ex-Olympic facilities. Now, this is something that Melbourne, well, they've already had the Olympics down here some time ago, and of course Sydney may be looking at this in future. What to do with your big Olympic stadiums and so on when the games have moved on? Well, in Seoul, they've come up with this wonderful answer, and last weekend they managed to break another record in their stadium. with a very unusual thing, a mass wedding.
Wow.
It's apparently more than 2,000 couples, and that is a world record. It's ironic, actually, because my lingering memory of that stadium in Seoul is the world record that Ben Johnson set when he beat Carl Lewis in the 100 metres. And as we all know, of course, they took that record off him when he tested positive. And I'm waiting now to see whether they, cancel that record, because it seems to me that if you're going to get married in a herd like that, you're quite possibly on drugs. And
yeah, I take your point. I mean, but Elizabeth Taylor's had that many weddings and nobody's ever suggested she's on drugs.
no.
Except
well,
slimming ones.
Yes, yeah. There may be a possibility, though, that there's another angle we could look at this from. It's in a sports arena. It has that tenuous connection. It could be up there, well, probably as sporting as synchronised swimming. Why not synchronised weddings, an Olympic event, I reckon, and we could... with a coach like Rose Hancock, I think the Australians could be perhaps a gold medal prospect.
Yeah, you've got Susan Renouf, and I mean, these are people that know when to smile even when they're going through utmost crap. Yes, there could be synchronised weddings.
Well, I think that's another one for us to add to our list. If we get rid of some of the other sports, there's one that could slip in and fill the gap nicely.
Well, Debbie, I'd love to talk to you longer, but my knees are killing me. This is very painful, as a matter of fact. Thanks for persevering. Hopefully... Actually, the crew should be back soon, and the crowd, I think. As indeed will be our revelations of Paul Keating coming up later in the show. Are our fun runners back? I think they're on their way. Talk to you later, Debbie.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Oh.